Okay, this review is on the Werner built-in fire escape ladder. This is the box that you can see here. This is the two-story model. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through some of the features and talk a little bit about the installation and see if possibly this is something that you need for your house and your family. Okay, in terms of installation, how this works, you have to cut out, first of all, you need your studs to be 16-inch on center. You cut out right between them and use a stud finder or some other method to make sure that you find the studs. And what this does is this box, container box, fits directly into the wall between the studs. And then you have two bolts here and here that then go into the stud to secure the box in place. It's actually a pretty well designed unit, and installation only takes about roughly maybe about an hour. Now, one of the things to know is that don't just start cutting. I had to take a little precaution, and one of the things you will see, much kind of to the chagrin of my wife, is that my box here, the fire escape, is not centered under my window. It's actually just offset to the right, and that's because that's where my studs are at. Now, I could move it and center it, but I would have to move the studs, which, in truth, isn't that big of a job if you're building a house. But once it's been drywalled, it'd be a pain in the butt to be able to recenter those studs. So make sure you find your studs, you locate them, and then you follow the directions. And if you have really any questions, maybe you just want to go ahead and get this professionally installed, just because you can really make your wall look a little silly if you don't. Okay, this is what the Werner fire escape ladder looks like when it's deployed. This red strap here is to help you get out the window, so just to give you something to grab a hold of besides just a windowsill. I got the window closed because it is pretty warm outside. So this is how it looks like when it's fully deployed. Okay, you can see the ladder here coming out of the window. Got actually the window closed. It's a bit of a hot day. So a couple things to note. One is it's a straight drop down. It's not obstructed, so I could have probably come out of this window, but I've got a lip for the garage, so it might not have worked out too well. But here it comes out, straight down. I've got a little bit more than 2 stories, and I've got about a rung left, so that's not a problem. So it reaches from the window to the ground. Now, in terms of using the ladder, it's actually very flimsy. I mean, there's no way I could do it while filming, but it's flimsy, and the seatbelt material here that you use actually has a little stretch in it, so when you're going up, these rungs have a tendency to want to go up and give. So climbing up is kind of tough, and climbing down would be tough as well. So in terms of how easy it is to climb down, I'm not real impressed with it. It's kind of tough. I would prefer something that's a little bit more rigid than what this is. But again, this fits into a tight space, so this is probably as good as you can get. Another thing is, if you can see that rung right there, it seems to have slipped a little bit, maybe. I don't know if that's because I was trying to climb it or what happened, but a couple of the rungs seemed a little bit uneven from when I was climbing up and down it. So I weigh about 220 pounds, so keep that in mind as well. Okay, right here you see the ladder. This is put back into the wall. It takes a while to actually get this thing folded back up correctly, so keep that in mind. Not that big of a deal. When you're trying to escape from your house and it's burning, you're not going to worry about how hard it is to put the ladder back in. But it does take a few minutes if you are trying to do practice fire escapes. You know, if you're simulating, your house being on fire, which is probably a good idea, you will have to put it back into the wall. So keep in mind it does take a few minutes. But it folds up with a little finagling. It gets back into the spot relatively easily, and then you put the faceplate back on, and you're good to go. Okay, here's the Werner fire escape ladder. Once it's completely put away and into the wall, it sticks out roughly about 1 inch. It can be caulked around, it can be painted, so you can help it match your decor so you don't have this white thing just sticking out. Final verdict overall, the installation was 5 stars. It was pretty easy. You do need to take some care and time and not just kind of rush into it, but really plan out how you want to install it. But it does install well. It's how it installs is really well built, really firm and solid. So I have no fears that it's going to fall out of the wall. The ladder itself has it's kind of like climbing any rope ladder. It's really kind of tricky. So you do need to be careful if you are using this for an escape to go slowly, or you may fall. So I'll take off a half star for that. I don't really know if there's any way they can make it a little bit better, although the seatbelt type material that's used does seem to stretch a little bit, so that's the reason for taking a half star off. But as a whole, I think it's a real good idea and a good investment for your house and for your family. So I'm going to give it 4.5 stars.